What's up, everybody? Kinetic here, and welcome to the final day of the Lost Shores event in Guild Wars 2. This was one hell of an event in many ways. I think that the first couple of days were somewhat exciting, but also marred by numerous bugs. But here, in this last major battle against the ancient Karka, I think really made up for it. Especially, I think for me, I had some issues a lot with the bugged quests and things like that, but making it to the final event, staying up for it here in Japan, starting at 5 a.m. was totally worth it. I was actually in a dungeon, the Fractals of the Mist dungeon, and it was about 5:20, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, I think I missed the event. So as soon as we finished up with the dungeon, I immediately ran out here, and I was really pleased to see that it wasn't over yet. As you can see on the right side, the Lost Shores group event, Protect the Lion Guard Demolition Squad, was still underway. I'm not sure exactly where the final event started, if it started on this particular event with the Demolition Squad or not, but this is where I started. And basically what we're doing is we are escorting this Lion Guard person all the way through the Karka nest, and along certain parts of the nest, the Lion Guard squad is laying down these bombs for a future attack. And of course, as we make our way up and down the ramp, we're encountering lots of different types of Karka, both young, veterans, and things like that. There were a few ambushes like this as well that were really fun, and lots of numbers flying around when I'm doing Meteor Shower with my Elementalist. A few times we encountered some really big Karka like this, veteran, even champions like this one, and of course they don't always die as soon as their health bar reaches 0. Oftentimes they will regain full health, which is pretty funny, and there's always somebody. There was always at least one person that would go like, what the fuck, you know, like when they would see the health bar go from empty to full instantly. In fact, it might actually happen right here in this clip. Oh no, this was a kill clip. But it happened a few times though. From these bodies there were a few pieces, but nothing major, dropping off of these Karka. The Demolition Squad is finished laying down all of the bombs along the nest, so at this point we're just kind of like sprinting out of the nest to make it back here to finish up this part. And in celebration, of course, gotta get on the table and dance! Not a lot of time for dancing, though. We get our experience reward, and pretty much right off starts the next phase. The Lion Guard have begun an attack, and then here we are. The ancient Karka has avoided the Lion Guard's siege weapons. They're attempting to drive it back to the nesting grounds, and this takes quite a long time. This part alone, I think, was about 20 minutes just bringing it back to the nest. But there were some interesting things going on. For example, this tree, you could actually break down and it would fall there on top of the ancient Karka. Hoping to encourage it to retreat back to the nesting grounds. And periodically it would stop and start to fight back by summoning some smaller minions. Some young Karka, some veterans, some champions, things like that. And this is when the connection, I think, for a lot of people started to break down, because it's especially at this portion of the fight, the Ancient had spawned so many extra Karka, so many young and veteran, that it really caused a lot of lag, especially with the number of people that were here and all of the skills and things like that. It didn't take long to experience some significant lag. I actually got kicked out of that instance, and I took that opportunity to switch over to my warrior because I actually really wanted to do this with my warrior, so that way I would gain experience over the course of the event. Here we go. This is that clip I was thinking of. The champion loses all its health, and then somebody surprise. Oh, it's back up to full health. Alright, so once we killed off those champions, we start following the ancient back to the nesting grounds. We're actually getting really close now, and this is when the action really picks up. In regards to this new zone, I'm really, really impressed with it. Guild Wars 2 and ArenaNet never cease to amaze me. Their designs and their areas that they make are so organic and natural feeling. Alright, so from this point here, the Karka kind of resists going back to the nest, but there are these piles that players are attacking right there, the trapped explosive gas. And basically what we're doing is we're attacking the webs that are covering those gas vents, and once enough damage has been dealt, then they explode, which causes damage against the ancient Karka. And in the beginning I was just kind of helping to fight off the smaller Karka, and other people were attacking these gas pockets. There you can see a trapped gas is about to explode. Boom! And everybody flies back. I thought that was really funny. You can see the ancient gets stunned and takes damage from that, and that helps to encourage it to continue to retreat. And this went on for about 10 minutes or so, slowly edging the ancient more and more towards the nesting grounds, attacking more gas pockets and things like that, fighting off veterans like this. It was a lot of fun, and by this point the lag had cleared up pretty much completely for me. You see, here's a trapped explosive gas pocket that we are breaking down, and I think this is the first time I was like, wow, this doesn't just knock people back, you actually take damage from it. So from there, like in the future gas pockets, I was thinking, well, how can I protect myself? And I was like, wait a minute, I've got my shield. So here we go. Boom. Perfect protection. I just completely blocked that explosion from the gas pocket with my shield. And now we finally encouraged the ancient completely to retreat into its nest, and so we start to chase it for one of the final stages of this ancient fight. The ancient makes its way towards the middle of this spiral ramp nesting area, and then jumps up to the top, and so we have to climb all the way back up to the top and fight hundreds and hundreds of these tiny little Karka hatchlings. But we have so many people and so many AoEs going on that they were really just melting in front of us without any problems whatsoever. So we get up to the top, and as you can see, the event calls us to break down the webbing. All the while, there were people that were attacking the ancient, but we couldn't actually do any damage to it. It was all about the other things that we had to do. For example, the gas pockets from before, and now we have to attack the webbing here and things like that. Now, I didn't actually know what the hell we were attacking this particular webbing for. It wasn't quite clear. I wasn't actually reading the... I see it now. I wasn't actually reading it so closely, but once we managed to break down all of the webbing, it turns out that it was explosives. And they don't actually give you a lot of time to get away from these. Like, as soon as we got off all the webbing, like, all the bombs go off pretty much like within 3 seconds of that or something like that. There we go, we've got 4 of 5 webbings down. There was already a group over here working on the 5th one. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! It's like a quarter of the raid like gets wiped from that bomb, and everybody else gets blasted around. And now you can see that the Ancient is actually retreating from the top, and so we have to chase it back down. And there's a few more hatchlings along the way, but not very much. And again, we've got so many AoEs flying around that that everything is just kind of melting in front of us. Along the way, though, there are a few more explosives that we can uncover from the webbing that's on top. I must say that despite all of the complaints and the raging on the forums about the supposed new gear treadmill and things like that, that people are accusing ArenaNet of doing, these events really, again, I have to say, they're second to none in any MMO that I've played. Here we go. This is the final battle against the Ancient Karka down here at the bottom on top of this rock bed right here. And I'm not even concerned about my rifle at this point. I just want to get in the Karka's face with my sword and my shield. and all the while also I was thinking, man, I really want to turn up the music. And then at this point I was like, alright, I've definitely got to turn the music up. I want to hear some epic soundtrack while I'm whooping this Ancient's ass. Guild Wars 2 certainly has really friendly and easygoing epic events that you can get into. These events like these, even especially these one-time events, are so great at pulling together lots of people, you know, and you don't need to be a part of a guild, you don't need to be a part of a big party of coordinated players and stuff like that. Like, it takes some coordination, yes, and it does take communication and things like that, but they're not so hardcore that it's a major time sink. I've said it before, these events are really great because all you have to do is just be there, and it's complicated enough to make it challenging and interesting, but not so hardcore that you're gonna wipe over and over and over again. And with the way that the whole healing and reviving system works, it's really easy to recover, even from what seems like the most dire of situations. I was really glad that the lag had completely lit up at this point. Everything looks so smooth and it's so awesome. All the spell effects are looking great. All my skills are going off when I want them to. Not that I'm really paying attention. I'm just like swinging my sword like a wild man. And then something curious happens. Here you can see that it says F finish. And you can see that players are stomping on the ground, including myself. And then wait for it. There. The rock bed actually breaks apart. And the ancient Karka falls down inside of the lava below. Awesome finish to what was a really, really fun encounter here in the new Lost Shores content. This ancient Karka was a one-time event, I believe. This will probably, from what we've been told and from what I understand, this will never happen again, and I was really glad to stay up for it as late as it is. I mean, it's now 9 a.m. and I've been up this whole time, all night, for this. It was totally worth it. If you guys were a part of the Lost Shores also and enjoyed your time, maybe you were a part of this event as well, let me know in the comments below. Look at this giant treasure chest. Open it up. There's some awesome loot inside. 2 rares and 3 exotics, including an ancient Karka chest. And I was really amazed by some of the gear that some of these other players got. Some of the names of these items were really cool to see, like Devona's helm, Shiro's leggings, and things like that. Really cool, kind of like, how can I say, fan service to those that that played Guild Wars 1. And there's the helm that I picked up. Looks like a fucking toilet, but I don't care. I'm just happy to get pretty much anything. Actually, inside of this ancient Karka chest was probably my favorite item. I managed to get a really nice level 80 exotic accessory and something else. I can't remember what it was, but I mean, really, for me, it wasn't about the loot. It was really about the experience and being a part of this. And I'm really looking forward to the future events, one time or not, in Guild Wars 2. I hope that they get these bugs sorted out. It'd be really nice to have a smoother event, that's for sure. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, make sure to, like I said, leave me some feedback or comment in the comment section below. Click the like button, and of course subscribe if you haven't already for future videos. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you guys next time. What's up, everyone? My name is Kinetic, and welcome to Guild Wars.